Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of the Listening Room. We haven't done one of these in so long, and I want to get back into doing these because I think these are cool because it allows me to kind of talk about stuff that maybe I've purchased, that I've just gotten in, that I'm listening to, stuff that I pulled out of the stacks that I'm kind of grooving to once again, things I'm listening to the gym a lot, stuff that's like on my current rotation, so to speak. So I've got a nice little stack of things that I've gotten over the last couple of months, things that I'm listening to quite a bit, that sort of thing. So I want to kick it off with something that I've been remiss in not only talking about and showing, but thanking the actual person who sent me this. So a couple of months back on one of our questions and answers show, one or two viewers asked me, Pete, so what are some of the albums on CD that are like out of print that you've really been looking for that you haven't been able to track down? And one of the CDs that I mentioned, or actually two of the albums that I mentioned, are available or were available on a 2-on-1, two CDs or two albums on one CD collection. And it's the first two albums from New York-based band Piper, with Billy Squier, obviously. Piper and Can't Wait. So then I got a message through Facebook from one of our loyal viewers, Tom, who I believe lives in the upper Midwest, saying, hey, Pete, I saw your show, saw that you were looking for that Piper CD, right, with the first two albums. He goes, I actually have a copy, and I'm happy to send it to you because I know you really want it, and it's just kind of sitting here in my collection, and I'd rather you have it. And I was like, holy cow, Tom, that is totally cool. Absolutely, I will take you up on your offer. So Tom sent me this. All right, so this is the Piper first two albums, all on one CD. Fantastic stuff. I mean, if you like Billy Squier solo, the Piper band was brilliant and should have been a huge, huge band. So I'm very, very thankful to Tom. Once again, Tom, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I apologize for not thanking you on air sooner. I know I did say I was going to do that. It's been a whirlwind last couple of months. But Tom, thanks again. Piper, guys, it's near impossible to get this CD, which was released on the American Beat Records, okay? But if you can track it down, definitely do, because these two albums are genius. All right, what else we got here? Let's see. I've been purchasing a lot of like Allan Holdsworth related stuff that I hadn't had on CD, and I'm just trying to find it all here. So first of all, I got a couple of his solo records, and I'd never actually owned this on vinyl or cassette or anything or on CD before. This is Allan Holdsworth, Wardenclyffe Tower. All right, this was from, what year was this? 92, I believe. Good stuff. A nice mix of like guitar and syntax stuff. Very kind of atmospheric, pleasant album to listen to. Then this I had on cassette back in the day and realized I never picked it up on CD. Out of Akron, however he says it. Mostly syntax stuff. This is when Allan was first starting to get into the syntax, but there is a fair amount of just regular guitar stuff on here as well. But again, very, very good album. And then this is something from later on. This is the 16 Men of Tain. What year is this? 2000, I believe. Okay. Another really fine album from Mr. Holdsworth. And then I tracked these two down, and boy, am I glad that I did. So, of course, Allan played with drummer Chad Wackerman quite a bit over the years, on and off. And Chad had released a couple of solo records that Allan appeared on. It was almost, these albums are almost like the Holdsworth albums that Wackerman appeared on. Very, very good stuff. So we've got The View, okay, and 40 Reasons. All right, so this is basically Chad Wackerman on drums, Holdsworth on guitar, Jim Cox on keyboards, organs and piano, and Jimmy Johnson on bass, and I believe it's the same lineup for the most part on the other one. Yeah, Wackerman, Johnson, Jim Cox, Walter Fowler on trumpet and flugelhorn, and then Carl Verheyen on guitar, Carl also with the Supertramp. So both of these are very good. Really good kind of latter period fusion stuff, and these were released, I believe, in the 90s. If I'm not mistaken. Very strong. I think I like this one better, though. It's got some Rampage and Holdsworth guitar work on there. What else? More jazzy stuff. Pick this up. Pat Martino, live at Yoshi's. with Joey DeFrancesco and Billy Hart. Awesome jazz power trio. Great stuff, man. Pat Martino. Can that cat play guitar, right? A legend for a reason. Let's see. What else? How about this guy? All right. Do I have all this stuff here? There we go. How about Julian Lage? Up-and-coming guitar player extraordinaire. He's a jazzy guy. Okay, young guitar player. Started off his career, released a couple of like acoustic albums. Now he's doing the full-blown electric, and he mainly plays Fender Telecaster. Not that often you hear a guy in kind of like the jazz fusion realm playing a Telecaster. But man, this guy shreds. Really good jazzy stuff. It's mostly trio stuff. So you got Julian on guitar, Scott Colley on bass, and Kenny Wollesen on drums and vibraphone. So that's this album is called Modern Lore. All right, then you've got Love Hurts. All right, and then you've also got what's this? Arclight. Really good stuff. He is a fine player. A little different lineup on some of these other ones. They got Dave King on drums and Jorge Roeder on bass on this particular one. Okay, but guy's a fine player. Really good. If you kind of like that, that like guitar trio in a jazz format. Really good stuff. Speaking of jazz fusion, man, this album rules. Virgil Donati, Ruination. Virgil Donati, of course, drummer extraordinaire, drummer virtuoso, who's played with like Planet X and Ring of Fire and done all sorts of stuff, guested on many albums. He's a monster player who can do the jazz fusion thing, prog, metal, hard rock, he can do it all. So he's got a cast of characters on here. Erwin Thomas on guitar and vocals. You got guesting on guitars, Andre Neri, Julian Lage, there he is again, Marco Sfogoli, killer Italian guitar player, Carl Morner, Ringstrom, Matteo Mancuso. All right, on bass you got Junior Braguna, Evan Marianne, Anton Davidians. On keyboards, Chris Clark, Joe Chimamo, Steve Hunt, Alex Argento, Virgil Donati on a little bit of keyboards. Of course, he plays all the drums. Smoking album. Some vocal tunes, which are great, very proggy. The rest is all instrumental. Really intense stuff there. How about, I haven't listened to this one yet, but how about the new one from Mike Stern, all right? Jazz guitar legend, fusion guitar legend Mike Stern, along with Jeff Lorber Fusion. So it's kind of a meeting of two really cool artists and bands. The album's called 11. Still wrapped up. Have not even slit the plastic on this yet. But I've heard some samples and stuff. It sounds dynamite, so I can't wait to dig into that. What else? All right, this one was recommended from a bunch of our viewers a few months ago. I picked it up. It's Frontiers Records band, Westbound, Volume 1, hard rock act. Okay. Like I said, this was highly recommended to a bunch of viewers. I dig it. I'm not in love with it yet, though. I've had it for like about a month and a half, 2 months, and like the first half of it's really strong, and then it kind of like sounds a little generic to me. But there's definitely talent in this band. The singer is amazing. There's some really good, cool guitar riffs on it. It's kind of got like that kind of like White Snakey, Lynch Mob type of sound. All right, pretty strong. But like I said, I'm still kind of getting into it. But talented band. Like I said, half of this I really like a lot. The other half I'm still kind of waiting for it to break in a little bit. Westbound. What else we got here, you might ask? I might as well get these out of the way. So going back and, this could almost be like a forgotten favorites kind of segment here. But I've been really getting into the babies of late. So I've picked up, the only thing I'm waiting for is their live album on CD, which is taking forever because it's coming from the UK. But I picked up all the studio albums. So we've got, what a great band. Man, the Babies should have been huge. But we got the official, unofficial Babies debut. So this is basically their demo that got them signed, but they never actually officially released it. Well, it's been released on CD, and it's killer hard rock, man. They're almost like the American version of Bad Company, all right? Especially the early Babies stuff, smoking stuff, really good. Then we got the self-titled, okay, the official debut. What else we got? Head First. This has their big hit, Every Time I Think of You, which one of the unsung greatest pop tunes of the 70s, in my opinion. Then we got Broken Heart. Great hard rock record. Again, all these really good hard rock records with a good dose of pop in them. Really, just great vocals. I mean, John Waite, killer singer. The whole band is great. You got Jonathan Cain coming on later on. He's on here. Union Jacks. You can see Mr. Cain right there. Soon to go off to Journey. And then you got On the Edge. Really, really, really strong albums that I highly recommend to anybody who has, maybe assumed that the Babies were just a pop band. No, they had a couple pop singles, but man, the rest of their repertoire is really, really strong. U.S. hard rock, okay? Although, actually, I keep saying U.S. hard rock and U.S. band. They were a British band. What am I talking about? Anyway, but a really, really good band. That happens sometimes, guys. It's Sunday morning. I got a lot going on. Anyway, the last bunch of things that I wanted to show here. I've been on a massive kind of Hendrix thing for the last couple of months. And I went on to, what is the name of the Dagger Records, right? Which is, owned by the Hendrix estate and whatnot. And they have a lot of really cool CD releases. You can get them on LP too, of like, various rare concerts that are kind of more in bootleg form, as well as some really cool studio things. I'm going to call them things. And so I picked up a handful of these about a month or so ago. So we got Jimi Hendrix, Burning Desire. Again, this is a lot of outtakes from the kind of Band of Gypsies era. Okay, so here it's Jimmy with Billy Cox and Buddy Miles. Same thing with this. This is Morning Symphony Ideas. All right, so these are like some of the initial studio jams and things where, Jimmy, like I said, with Buddy, with Billy, and various other musicians kind of poking around and trying to come up with new stuff. So you've got like the initial kind of jams and idea sessions for tunes like Isabella, Easy Rider, Villanella Junction Blues, Burning Desire, Stepping Stone. What else we got in here? Room Full of Mirrors. All sorts of cool stuff. And so here you can hear like all these ideas kind of coming together in these lengthy studio jams. Really, really interesting stuff if you followed like Hendrix's career, and especially are very interested in all the stuff that, after like the Experience kind of broke up and he started doing other things with other musicians and Band of Gypsies and whatnot, not too long before he died, to hear kind of all these ideas and things kind of intermeshing with each other. All right, and they would become like all these different songs that you would hear on a lot of the posthumous releases that came out after he died. Really, really interesting stuff. I highly recommend both of these. So it's Burning Desire and Morning Symphony Ideas. All right, and you get these on Dagger Records. And then I picked up some live stuff. So here we got Jimi Hendrix Experience live at the Oakland Coliseum. All right. Pretty decent recording for like a kind of like an unofficial bootleg type of thing. And again, pretty good track list. You got Fire, Hey Joe, Spanish Castle Magic, Hear My Train A-Comin', Sunshine of Your Love, Red House, Foxy Lady, Star Spangled Banner, Purple Haze, and Voodoo Child. So pretty cool. Again, not they kind of preface all of these with saying that Jimmy, probably if he was alive, would never officially release this. But because there's such a demand from his fans for more, they have put these things out. So, and again, they're pretty reasonably priced. These are not that expensive at all. What else I got here? I got Jimi Hendrix Experience live in Cologne. All right. Pretty cool as well. And here you got Come On, Let the Good Times Roll, Foxy Lady, Red House, Voodoo Child, Fire, Spanish Castle Magic, Hey Joe, Sunshine of Your Love, Star Spangled Banner, Purple Haze. This is from 1969 in Cologne, Germany. Pretty cool. And then the last one, this is the last official Jimi Hendrix performance. This is at the Open Air Love and Peace Incel Fairman, Germany Festival, September 4th, 5th, and 6th, 1970, September 1970. This is the last known recordings of Hendrix just before he died. So the recording is not great. I mean, none of these are great. I would say the Oakland one is probably the best out of these, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Come from all different sources. Someone taped it in the audience, this, that, and the other thing. But pretty cool from a historical perspective to have some of this. So here we got Killing Floor, Spanish Castle Magic, All on the Watchtower, Hey Joe, Hey Baby, New Rising Sun, Message to Love, Foxy Lady, Red House, Easy Rider, Freedom, Room Full of Mirrors, Purple Haze, and Voodoo Child. So again, kind of a similar set list to the Isle of Wight concert, which was just a day or two before. So, again, very notable for being the last festival that Jimmy would perform at. And then I also picked up this recently. This is not from Dagger Records, but this is an archival release from Legacy Records a few years back. Another, he played that historic couple nights at Winterland back in, what year was this? 68, I think, 69, something like that. And they've had various releases from the Winterland performances, all right? Then I have another CD which has got a totally different set list to this. So what they've done is they've kind of taken like all tracks from the three performances and put them out on various releases. So here, this is another one. So I got more of the Winterland weekend, I guess you could say. We got Fire, Foxy Lady Like a Rolling Stone, Hey Joe, Hear My Train A-Comin', Sunshine of Your Love, Little Wing, Are You Experienced, which is reason to get this on its own. It's amazing. Manic Depression, Voodoo Child, Slight Return, and Purple Haze. Pretty smoking stuff. So I think that's it for now. All right, so that's my listening room for December. This is kind of what I've been listening to this month. So yeah, get a little deeper dive into some of the stuff that I've been kind of grooving to, or stuff that I just got. But I'm going to try and do these a little more often, because I think these are fun for me. Actually, get to kind of talk about stuff that I'm checking out right in my spare time. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. I am set to head over to Rock Fantasy in about 30 minutes. We've got a bunch of shows we're going to be doing. So we have so here's how I'm doing the end of the year stuff this year. I am going to go with Steve Keeler from Rock Fantasy. Nick Franco is going to join us as well. We are going to give our top 10 releases of 2019. I know I don't normally do that till my final end of the year episode, but I've decided to change it around this year because it's kind of weird that they're giving their top 10s and I'm giving my number 11 through 20, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also give my top 10 of the releases of the year along with Nick and Steve. But then on Christmas Eve, I will be doing my top 30, my full list, my top 30 albums of 2019. So you'll get the full list, and that's how we're doing that. We're also recording at Rock Fantasy some top 10 song shows, some metal shows. We got top 10 songs from Anthrax, Enslaved, Immortal, and Amorphous. So for all you metal folks out there, you don't want to miss these. These will be a lot of fun. And then tonight, we've got the results of Classic Live Album War semifinals. All right, we will announce who the two winners are from those two matchups, and we'll have the video for you for the finals, the final two albums to go to battle in our Classic Live Album War tournament, which has lasted almost 4 months. Okay, so that should be fun, and then we will announce the winner on Christmas morning. Okay. So that'll be fun, and I'm hoping to get Mom on the show to help me with that. Mom is either going to appear on my top releases of 2019 show or announcing the winner of the Classic Live Album War tournament. So she will be here. She doesn't have a choice in the matter. So at first she was kind of like, no, I have to come on again. Like, yes, you do. So all that's coming up, guys. So don't miss out. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube. Say it all the damn time. We'll see you guys later. All right. Bye-bye.